Now to tragedy unfolding overnight in Mexico City, and really just a horrible story. A light rail train collapsed onto the road below, killing at least 23 people. At least 70 others are hurt. And take a look at the video coming into our newsroom overnight. One of the rail cars was trapped in the rubble, while other parts of the train were just left there dangling. And at one point overnight, rescuers were forced to pause their search because the rubble was just so unstable. They're now working on that scene yet again. We are staying on top of the story all morning long here on H-Town Rush. And we're also watching more breaking news overnight, this time out of North Texas.
Yeah, let's get back to the severe weather that moved through and did some serious damage. Brandy.
Guys, up in North Texas, they are waking up after a wild couple of hours. Plenty of reports of damage and tornadoes, including one that reportedly crossed right over a busy freeway. It happened in Waxahachie, just south of Dallas, and the storm picked up semis, just tossed them across the road. Check out this video. You can see the mangled wrecks all over I-35 overnight. The high winds also tossed cars right off the freeway. One storm chaser was first on scene to help a driver who was trapped in one of those damaged vehicles. And Texas isn't the only state that suffered storm damage. In Georgia, storms killed 2 people over the past 24 hours when trees toppled on homes. We're watching for more severe weather across the South today, guys.
All right, Brandy, thank you for that. Now to a terrifying crime that happened near West U.
So, Steph, a family held at gunpoint during a home invasion, with the criminals even threatening to kill their children. Anila Ruiz has the latest.
An extremely terrifying situation for anyone. 3 armed men broke into a home here on the edge of West University and Houston. They demanded jewelry and held a 9-month-old pregnant mom at gunpoint. The man living inside this home asked not to be identified for his family's safety, but he says he buys and sells watches as a hobby. And in an unsettling twist, he says when they broke in, these intruders knew him by name. He said they tried to tie him up and force his pregnant wife to take them to the family's safe, while threatening to kill their 2 children. Neighbors are understandably upset.
It's kind of scary. Takes you off guard. You think you're safe, and something like this happens.
HPD only has a vague description of these suspects, but just a few weeks ago there was another watch robbery where a man was followed from a restaurant to his home on Tanglewood. The robbers demanded jewelry as well. We've asked HPD if these 2 robberies are connected. We're waiting to hear back from them. Guys, back to you.
Know that family's shaken this morning, but glad they're okay. Anieli, thank you for that. And of course, we will keep an eye on the investigation. You can get the latest updates as they come out on KHOU.com and also on the KHOU 11 mobile app. Now to an international emergency getting a lot of attention here at home.
Yeah, Steph, so we're talking about a travel ban to India, which begins today, and this is due to just a devastating surge in COVID-19 cases. That country has reached 20 million coronavirus infections. The White House announced a new policy on Friday after the CDC declared India very high risk. The ban won't apply to U.S. citizens, permanent residents, and their spouses. Humanitarian workers and students commencing studies in the fall are also exempt, but travelers who have been in India during a 14-day period before their attempted entry into the U.S. won't be allowed in. And Steph, the outbreak in India really has sparked a lot of medical professionals here to take action.
Absolutely right, and that includes those right here in Texas. A new treatment from Baylor College of Medicine that is meant to help slow the rise in cases in that country has just begun its phase 3 clinical trial.
Made in Texas, thought in Texas, supported by Texas.
Doctors in Houston are behind a new COVID-19 vaccine that they hope will help with the public health crisis in India. Dr. Maria Elena Batazzi says the 2-dose vaccine uses more traditional technology, modeled after the hepatitis B vaccine. Most importantly, it's cheap to produce, only costing $1.50 a dose.
Students 16 and up getting shots in Cy-Fair ISD. The state's 3rd largest district partnering with Harris County Public Health to administer the Pfizer vaccine. The effort started Monday at Cypress Lakes High School with 275 doses open to staff and students 16 and up who pre-registered. Similar events are planned at all 12 Cy-Fair high schools, and the health department is working to do it in other districts as well.
A sad update on the search for a man thrown from a fishing boat in the Colorado River near Matagorda Bay. Texas EquiSearch says searchers recovered 24-year-old Jacob Langley's body last night. A second fisherman was killed when their boat crashed into a piling. 3 others were injured. The Coast Guard suspends its search for a man caught in a rip current.
Some 15 family members were out in Surfside yesterday searching for missing U.S. Airman Elijah Posana. The 22-year-old vanished Sunday about midday while helping rescue 2 younger cousins.
He wasn't in the current yet. He wasn't in no rip current yet. And he came back just to help. So Elijah was only in that situation because he came back to help.
And a small sign of life after COVID. The Houston Ballet returns for its first in-person performance in more than a year this Friday and Saturday at Miller Outdoor Theater. Seating and tickets are limited.
All right, at 5:37 on this Tuesday morning, Brandy is back with the celebration that we could all get excited about today, because it's all about people who make a huge difference in our lives.
Absolutely, Xavier. This is one of those everyday should be holidays, but it is National Teacher Day, part of Teacher Appreciation Week, which just kicked off yesterday. And we asked you about the teachers who made the biggest impact on you. We got so many responses. It's really a testament to the good a teacher can do and the lasting impression they can make. So I want to highlight a couple of these. First, a shout out to Rhonda Johnson. She just hit a huge milestone in teaching, 35 years. Congratulations. Krista shared the story of an English teacher who said she liked a paper, and she was the first and last teacher to make that comment. Krista's now had 7 books published. She's working on the next one. She says that teacher lit the match that fed the fire, and she carried that lesson with her when she taught high school English. We got a lot of similar stories of a teacher whose words propelled someone into a career. This guy tweeted he was perplexed by chemistry, but Dr. Moran got him back on track, unlocking a chemical engineering degree and a career in manufacturing. Someone texted us about these 2 teachers, Mrs. Hoskin and Mrs. Let's see. I lost it. Mrs. Hoskin and Mrs. Anderson, adding that during Hurricane Harvey, Mrs. Anderson went out of her way to bring her daughter a book and visit their home. She says she really showed up and stepped up for her kids, and that she will never forget her, neither will her daughter. So we want to know, there's Mrs. Anderson right there. Found it. Okay. Who had that impact on you? Which teacher will you never forget? Text us at 713-526-1111. And in honor of the occasion, we would like to let you know that KHU 11 is also partnering with Teachers Can in an effort to help teachers with their classroom needs. So to see a list of teachers' projects and donate, go to khou.com/teacherscan.